Hey guys, my name is Donnie. This is my channel, building a Jaguar D Type. Let's go. Hi guys, seriously, welcome back to my channel and welcome back after a long couple of weeks. I have not posted in some time, and it's not that I have not been working hard. I was just working hard on some other boring stuff that was consuming my life. Hey guys, I am back at working on the Jaguar, and guys, in this episode I plan on fabricating the bulkheads for the inside of this bonnet so that I can finish off all the fabrication of this bonnet even on the inside. So what needs to happen is I need to start fabricating these internal structures or the panels or the bulkheads for this bonnet so that it'll give it some strength, and also so that it can then separate the engine from the wheels and so on. And also I need to fabricate a air duct that's going to go over there, that's going to go to where the carburetors are for some clean air to go in there. And guys, I was fortunate enough in the last couple of weeks to have gone and visited a company, English Wheel Fabrication in Johannesburg, and they are master fabricators at doing what I do but on a professional level. And Harry, that's the owner of English Wheel, was kind enough to show me some of the work that they are busy working on, and they are also working on a Jaguar. And I was fortunate enough to then just take some mental notes of some of the stuff that I was doing incorrectly. Like for instance, where I was busy rolling over these edges on the bonnet is not the way that it's supposed to be done. I need to put a plate over there and then rivet it into position, giving it extra strength and so on. And I was also making some mental notes of some of the things that I need to do on this bonnet so that I can get it to look exactly the way that it should. So I'm going to be fabricating those internal panels, and then I'm going to blind rivet it onto this bonnet so that I'll be able to paint over it without you being able to see the rivets. And that's the way that it was done originally. So guys, I'm going to jump straight into it by taking this bonnet off, doing some measurements, and start fabricating these internal panels, and then see if I can start riveting it into position and strengthen this bonnet and get it done and ready for paint. Let's go. Alrighty guys, time for an update. I've now started making these inner tabs for the wheels and it is really starting to take shape. I've also constructed that air intake that's going to go to the carburetors, and in the front there it makes that little intake piece there, and it looks very much the same way as what the original car did. I'm gonna also try and put up a stock photo of what it's gonna look like, but I'm very happy with what the results are looking like at the moment. Guys, I've only been putting these rivets in very sparsely just to make sure that everything fits into its position, but I'm gonna be putting a lot more rivets to make sure everything sits perfectly, and I'm gonna be using some countersunk blind rivets on the outside, but I'm gonna show you that in a minute. The next thing that I need to do now is finish up these wheel tabs on the inside of this bonnet. But before I do that, I just want to first finish up this top part over here. So what needs to happen is that this wire that I put in here and rolled over needs to come out, and I'm going to replace that with an angle iron that I'm going to be shaping into position and riveting into position, which is going to make it much stronger and also much neater. So I'm very glad that I was able to learn about that and do that correctly. Over here what needs to happen is that angle iron needs to come down and it needs to sit on this little lip over here, and this lip was a little bit too large, so I had to cut it down to make sure that this piece of angle iron would fit in between the engine and the body. So that's done. So what I'm going to do now is start shaping a piece of angle iron and fitting it onto this bonnet and riveting it into position, and when that is done, this bonnet will be much sturdier, and then I can start marking out the rear piece of this wheel arch and rivet it into position, and I think then the bonnet will be very nice and strong and sturdy, and then I can continue by riveting all of the rivets into position, making sure that it is 100% secure. Guys, another thing that I learned was that yes, these louvers are actually riveted into position on the original car, so I wasted a lot of effort and time welding them into position. I could have just as well riveted them into position. It would have saved me so much effort, so thanks to the guys that brought that up. Unfortunately it was one video too late, but thanks for that, guys. Any case, I'm gonna leave it as is because I think that this will suffice for now. Enough talking, let me continue with this edge over here, and then I can continue with the inner pieces of these tubs. Let's go. Alrighty guys, time for an update. There we go, the bonnet is back in its position and the panel gaps are starting to look very good. And guys, I have finished installing or fabricating all of these internal parts for this bonnet, and it has become very stiff and strong and sturdy, and there is very little movement in it, so it's really working out well. This edge that I made here, that Harry from English Wheel Fabricators in Joburg told me about or showed me, has really made a massive difference because it just helped stiffen up this bonnet, and it is so much neater than what it used to be. And now these internal parts are in position. Like I said, I've only used a couple of rivets just to put it into its basic position, and then when I'm happy with all of this and the fitment, I can start using the countersunk rivets just to put all of this into its final position. But I'm not going to be doing that now because I first want to just make sure that the panel gaps and the fitment and everything is 100%, and that the springiness, because there is still a little bit of a springiness in this bonnet, is absolutely perfect. And then I can start putting in the countersunk rivets, but that's only going to be in the next video. So that's going to be it for this video. Next week I'll do the same to the rear that I did to the front, and once again we're going to be so much closer to finishing off this car and getting it ready for primer. But guys, thanks for watching, and that'll be it. See you next time. Cheers!